Alrighty. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Dang it. I was trying to hit that music cue. Welcome back to the program, everybody. You are watching Minstack Pods. This is the Minstack Podcast. We have a wonderful show for you today. We are talking about social media. Welcome to the podcast that should be titled Why Social Media Sucks. That's what we're talking about today. I'm very excited about it. You know, social media is a big deal. Everybody pretty much has it. It kind of runs a lot of people's lives. I mean, there are actual jobs nowadays, social media managers. Who would have thought we'd ever come here? I bet you, who's the guy, the lizard guy that started Facebook? Mark Zuckerberg? I bet he never thought we would be here. He just thought he was creating an online social area for college-aged people to get together and chill. And now look at this social media frenzy he's created. Let's just jump in. Let's just dive in. No arm floaties, no nothing. A couple months ago, I went onto the streets near the OC Fair and I asked people what their thoughts were on social media. I wanted to know one pro and one con. I agreed with basically everything everybody said. I want to know how to approach these things. Like, how do we face these issues in like a real way? Like, how do you stand firmly in Christ and still deal with living in a world that is just totally drowning in the use of social media? Like, how pathetic is that? So let's just watch it. Okay.
I don't even talk to anyone anymore, but like the fact like, oh, that guy's engaged now, oh, that guy's married now, hey, she's pregnant, oh, cool, you know?
Friends and relatives, seeing what they're doing.
Here's the thing, and especially as a woman, we all could individually be recruited to be a part of the CIA. That's the thing about the woman race. I do love the ability to kind of do like a free background check on anybody. A grandma, a long lost coworker, an ex-high school flame. We as women can get on the social media, the Instagram, the Facebook. If they're out there, we're gonna stalk them. We're gonna know everything about them, even if they don't have social media. That is crazy and really creepy, but it is true. So you can run from social media, but we're gonna end up finding out all of the crimes that you've committed. So don't think you're safe.
Best part is I get to post my feet pics on feetfinder.com.
That's my little brother. I love this kid. Sometimes I think it's weird that I love my little brother so much, but literally he's the only reason I've ever been close to getting in a fight in my entire life. He's a grown adult boy, by the way. He could easily fend for himself, but if anyone ever hurt him, I would literally peel the skin off of their face. Let's keep watching.
I guess worst part is the tendency to maybe compare yourself in terms of life stages. We've graduated at the same time, but he has this job already. But me, I'm not even there yet.
Ouch.
So I think the worst part for me is the tendency to be like, oh man, am I behind in life kind of thing.
He totally nailed it. I think this is something that almost everybody in every interview said. You're constantly comparing yourself, which is so stupid because everybody in life is at a different stage in life and everybody has their own struggles and their own problems that they're dealing with. Of course, they're not going to put it on social media, but you're only seeing the highlight reel of what they're going through in life. Like, if you're just living your life unto the Lord, like, God's going to lead, he's going to do what he's going to do, and he's going to put you where he wants to put you when the time is right. So just enjoy the ride. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Some people are married, some people are not. Some people are traveling the world and working and have 80-hour weeks, and some people are not. Some people love to bake, and some people love to grill. You know, there's just different things for different people. Whatever it is that you're waiting on for God to come through, just trust and have patience and allow him to prepare you how he's preparing you in this time that you're waiting for it. That's all I have to say. Sit back and relax and enjoy the time and have a few laughs and eat a burrito and shut up. All right, let's keep watching.
I think sometimes it's a little fake. I would say that, and I think people are, like really presenting something else.
You're having like fake fun, and you're like living to post on social media to prove to people that you have a fun life, but you're not even really having fun. You're not even really enjoying it, because the sole motivation for you doing these fun things and these fun excursions and going out or going to a restaurant or having fun with your friends is just to post it on social media. Shocking. Stupid.
Social media can get you depressed.
I know.
Because you see all these people living their life and they only post the good things about it.
People think I'm crazy for saying this. I know people are going to think I'm a total nutbag, Christian woman, whatever. I don't care. I firmly believe that Satan uses social media as one of the biggest forms of spiritual warfare. When you are consuming that on like an hourly basis, what other people are doing, what you're doing, constantly comparing yourself, it just creates a lifestyle of discontentment. And that's what he wants. He wants you to feel like the things God's done in your life, the blessings he's already given you, aren't enough. The best way that Satan attacks people in the United States is by making them believe that he doesn't exist. Like spiritual warfare, that's a myth. You just have depression.
Also kind of can disconnect you from reality. I imagine like for like smaller kids or like teens, like it's not good for them, like to just like not really like see like the real world and experience like life like actually.
Back in the day when social media wasn't a thing, when like the internet wasn't a thing, like people went outside and played in the street. Kids don't touch grass anymore. They just don't touch grass anymore. It inhibits kids socially now. Their attention span is so short. Like all kids have like freaking scoliosis now. They're all pale as heck, suffering from vitamin D deficiency. I mean, I could go on. What is a red flag that you would not want to see on a guy's social media?
I think if he has a lot of selfies.
I'm with you.
Like,
I don't like to see too many selfies. Oof. Okay, so let's talk about this. Men on social media. The second a guy starts posting selfies, right? Like the shirtless, like bicep pics in the gym, or like the car selfie, like that automatically, if I see that, I'm out. I'm done. We're not even entertaining this. And unfortunately, that's not fair because there are just exceptions for women that don't apply to men. Really, social media is a woman's game. Men can have social media. I just don't really want to see you posting on social media. Like if you have an Instagram and you're a man, I kind of want to see you like reposting like a stat from a basketball game. Maybe you can post like once a year. And don't get me wrong, selfies for women are cringy as well. Like a girl who takes like the, like, you know, like the crazy, like thirst trap, like selfie photos, like that cringes me out as well. But a guy to do it, I just, it's not good. But when you go on someone's social media, like a chick that maybe you're interested in, what's something you don't want to see?
A lot of bikini pics.
Yep. Yeah, like hoochie mama pics.
All the OnlyFans girls, no thank you, you know?
Why is that though?
Degrading women.
I agree. Degrading themselves in a I think this is something that girls misunderstand about men. Taking a bikini pic and posting that as a female is going to get a lot of likes because you're going to get a lot of male attention. I don't think any guy who's taking you seriously is going to appreciate seeing that on your Instagram. And in your mind, you're thinking, no, guys like this because you're getting a lot of affirmation by posting it. But any guy who's going to be serious and worth giving your time to isn't going to appreciate that you're doing that. And now on the subject of OnlyFans, I'm glad that they brought this up. OnlyFans is the most anti-feminist platform out there. It probably has the most women on it that would proclaim that they are feminists, and this is empowering. These girls are just honestly being so lied to. My encouragement to these girls would be to find their value in Jesus Christ and what he did for them on the cross. There's no better gentleman and there's no better first love in your entire life than Jesus Christ. Like he's the truest example of love and acceptance and value. And I would encourage anybody just to seek him first and foremost and abandon whatever it is that this world is lying to them, telling them that they need to do, because it's just going to chew you up and spit you back out. We are responsible for the things we put out into this world, the things that we say, the things that we do, how we respond to things and how we respond to how people treat us, and especially the things that we put on social media. I don't think it's as difficult as brain surgery to understand that the things you put out on social media are there to last forever. The internet is forever. It's a paper trail that never disappears. You can't burn it. You can't delete it. You can't do anything about it. So once it's out there, it's out there. And we have a responsibility to make sure that what we're putting out into the world as Christians is glorifying to God and is going to do good and it's going to further his kingdom. I don't like OnlyFans. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Overall, I would say social media has just stripped society of its authenticity. If I could go back and live in the 1950s, I absolutely freaking would. I know all the feminists out there are probably ripping their hair out going, what? You want to be a trad wife? Yeah. Yeah, I freaking do. I want to spend my days in cute dresses and aprons, cooking and baking pies for my super hot husband, and loving on my 5 strapping, adorning boys that I will give birth to. So anyways, how do we navigate this? How do we navigate living in a world that is drowning in the use of social media? How do we properly use it as Christians? And like, what do we do with all this information? Truth be told, I don't know. If anybody finds the big red button at the top of Mount Everest that just destroys all of social media entirely, please let me know and please press it, because I would love to live in a social media free world. But I think the biggest thing is keep your eyes on Jesus. That is so simple. And it sounds so stupid, but it is so true. I believe social media is one of the biggest influences for people to just focus on themselves. We're all narcissists to a certain extent, but social media really brings out the narcissism in all of us. It really makes us feel like people care about what I'm doing 24/7. They don't. They don't. Actually, people don't. But the only person who cares so much for you, always, forever, will never leave you, is Jesus Christ. So I think taking our eyes off of ourself and focusing on Jesus Christ and then allowing him to lead you and guide you in how you're to use social media. Wow, that is like such a dumb takeaway, but it's true. Stop thinking about getting the attention of like whoever it is that you're crushing on this month and focus on like, how am I going to glorify God in this post today? Or jump off of it altogether. If social media is something that's inhibiting your walk with the Lord and you growing closer to God, then get off of it. Like eliminate it. Like the Bible says, like if your eye is causing you to sin, pluck it out. Like take it out entirely. So that would be my encouragement to people today. I do have just like one more thing. There's this idea that people believe that in order to come to Jesus, they have to fix themselves first. And that's such a lie, because Jesus didn't approach people who had their lives all together. Jesus didn't come to people and do miracles for people and work in people's lives who had everything figured out. And it sort of goes hand in hand. My pastor puts it this way, where he says, you don't clean yourself up to take a shower. You just go and take a shower and that cleans you. And it's sort of the same thing when you're approaching your relationship with Jesus, or maybe you don't have a relationship with Jesus and you want one. You feel like you're so eye level deep in mistakes and sin and things that you're so bound to that you will never be able to reach him. And Jesus will meet you where you are at. All you have to do is come to him. All you have to do is open the door and be like, Jesus, like I want a relationship with you, and start reading your Bible and praying. And eventually Jesus will do the work in you. Eventually, he will begin to just free you from these sins, because the closer you get to Jesus and the more you understand about God and his love for you, the less you're going to want to be tied to that sin. The less it's just going to become innate for you to want to go out and party and partake in the things of the world, because you'll recognize that the more that you do that, you can't be close to him. You can't coexist in your heart with a bunch of sin. Like it just doesn't work that way. I saw a video of a guy who asked, do I have to stop smoking pot in order to become a Christian? And the pastor said, no. And he said, you just have to follow Jesus. And he goes, eventually, you're not going to want to smoke pot anymore. And I mean, people debate all the time whether smoking pot is bad. I do. I think it's a gateway drug, but that's besides the point. But no, it's not like, oh, well, let me get my things in order and then I can start going to church. Just start going to church and eventually God will do the work in you. Christ will do the work in you. You don't have to do it in and of your own strength. God doesn't expect that from us. He knows what he created. He knows how weak we are. He knows how vulnerable we are. And he is here to do the work in us and through us. And when he does, it's amazing, because he totally frees you from a life that's held bondage to sin, and you're now able to walk freely with him. But then he also uses that so beautifully to glorify his own name. He'll use your story and he'll use your past. And so you can look back and recognize that nothing was ever in vain when you're living for God. Like nothing is ever wasted when you're living for God. No hardship, no trial, no difficulty. He uses it all for your good and to glorify his name. That's my last and final encouragement to everybody. And wow, that was a mouthful. Alrighty, everybody. So thanks so much for watching the show. Appreciate you being here. And I don't know, I guess what you should do is just go see a really great friend of yours. Give a stranger a compliment. I love getting compliments from strangers, and I love giving them even more. Just does something to me. I don't know why. They're not ingenuine compliments either. They're real, authentic compliments. I don't give fake compliments. That's just a pet peeve of mine. Don't be fake with me, and I won't be fake with you. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit that. This is cold now. It's completely useless. Well, everybody, have a great day and resist the government. Okay, that was good. Oh yeah, I didn't even really talk about that. That's okay. Sometimes I think that the government uses social media in order to get their own agenda across. That's all I was going to say, but we kind of ran out of time for that point. But we saw it with sometimes we kind of see it with Facebook. They monitor a lot of stuff. We know that they were doing it with Twitter before Elon Musk took over. Like, I just think that the government uses social media to get their agenda across. I think they also use it to brainwash kids a lot. This whole transgender movement, I think that like that's a lot of that is influenced through social media and all this other stuff. They're coming after your kids, yo. I would not let my kids have social media if I'm just saying, I would not let them have it. It's not for kids.